How to maintain mental health while in poverty. This is a monumental topic, and I'm going to speak on it. I feel as though I've been successful in this endeavor, and this is why I do have grounds to speak on it. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you are going through anything, I hope you get through it. I will that you get through it. Even if you're not going through it, there's nothing wrong with ironing sharpen iron. You don't use it, you will lose it. So let's get into it. I do ask one request: if you do like this video, like it, comment, subscribe. I would love to keep informing you, or just share my experience, if you will. You know. However, the first topic I would like to speak on is always encourage faith. So faith without works is dead 100%. So you have to establish your faith via these trials and tribulations that you go through, or else you would just fall through the cracks and revert back to your old mental ways. So how do you establish your faith? Um, I would start by growing my will, making my will better. How do I work my will? My will is my breath. This is my definition, my vernacular. It's my breath. It's what I breathe. It's what matters, my voice. So I'm not going to waste my breath. So how do I improve on this? I make little nuanced promises to myself that I will maintain maintain the truthfulness within myself, if you will. So what do I mean by that? Basically, I would say, okay, Elante, wake up, and I'm going to make my bed. I wake up, I make my bed, I made that promise to myself the night before, and I continuously do this. This is continuously building on your will. So now you're building on the words that you believe yourself. You're trusting in yourself. This is huge. You're trusting in yourself and who you are and what you're capable of. Whatever you say, whatever you can do, whatever, make sure if you promise yourself, keep that promise and work on that. Make little minute promises. For example, it could be anything. I'm going to get up tomorrow and I'm going to wash my face. I promise that I will do that. If all the stars align, I will do that. And if it be in your will, you will continue to do that. You will now have a powerful word. Now you have your faith means something, right? Now your psychological, your psyche is thinking like it means something, which is good. And you definitely want to, with that action, it's going to build up confidence, your self-esteem. All these things are just going to build just with that alone. Now, what do you do with all that faith? What is the objection? What do we do with all this faith? Again, how does this improve my mental stability in poverty? But this is step one. The next step, I would acknowledge the problem, right? There are a lot of problems in the world, and it's hard to pinpoint what is what, right? So I'm gonna give you a couple examples on how I would pinpoint something. For example, I ran track, okay, and via running track, I want to get faster. Now, how do I get faster? I will go ahead and think about the mechanics of running. I will do my research. I will get outside opinion. I will get my own perspective. How do I feel in certain situations? So I would just break down the root of the problem. And now I use that faith that I had, that I was working on before, that will, okay, I will work on my knee lift. I will work on my, whatever the case may be. If your problem is I drink too much, I smoke too much, how then do you allocate your time? How then do you stop smoking? Instead of smoking, I will then replace it with something more healthy, if you will, or drinking, or whatever you feel as though is a problem, right? And attack it head on, because you do have time and you can initiate this. So, and we always have to, comprehend that that the problem is not money. right? It may seem as it's money, but maybe we're just lazy. Maybe we just have a lot of things on our plate. Maybe we're just not as organized as we can be. Of course, money will change a lot of things, and I attest to that statement. However, structure will provide balance in life, and with balance in life, money just falls in your lap. So this is how I would say you can attack that quote unquote poverty type of mentality. Um, the other thing I like to address is emotional intelligence. So as a child, I behaved as a child. I thought as a child, and I thought child, and I succumbed to childish ways. However, as a man, I put my childish ways behind me. So these temper tantrums, these anger problems, these reactionary things that we fall ourselves victim in. If someone disrespects you to a certain point, we always have to react to it, right? And a lot of times the reaction isn't conducive for our own growth. What is the plan? The plan is mental health. So if I act in said way that negates my growth, then I have to reestablish myself. I have to reevaluate how I handle these issues. And that like for example, somebody calls you out your name and you really don't like it. Um, really just think about what you want. How is this? How is my reaction going to be conducive for my growth? Right? I can address the problem, no problem, or I can smack this person upside the head. Right? What is going to benefit that whole situation? And in my mind, you know, if I can nip it in the bud, I will. So we have to balance the pros and cons of every action when it comes to it. So I would study emotional intelligence. I would study what happened last time and that did that benefit me, right? And I attest you, like I've been through a lot of things. However, um, what helped me is being able to breathe, cognitively assess the situation, and be aware of all the variables that can potentially happen. When you're wrestling a wrestler or something like this, they're so good at wrestling because they look at the variables, the potential outcomes, what can potentially happen to them. They're 3, 4 steps ahead. Play life like this. You will immediately get results. Play it like it. Think about it. Um, the next thing I would cover is nutrition. Nutrition and sunlight. We are always inside of a container. You know what I'm saying? We are all inside of a box. So we have to alleviate ourselves. I believe in cabin fever is 100% real. I believe in cabin fever really takes a toll on our mental health. So with that being said, go outside. Go in nature. Get some sunlight. As a human populace, we are vitamin D deficient. We're not in the sun enough. So this can attest to your mental health. 100%, 1,000. And stop eating, stop snacking, stop. It all goes into it. And I think you will see results. Not one of these steps. You have to have all these steps aligned. You have to do it. The final, and I like to be quick and concise. So the final thing I would put the nail on the head is, if you're stressed out, if you're going through pain, if you're going through mental health issues, the absolute last thing you should do is to use a coping mechanism such as drugs or alcohol. Alcohol is a drug. The reason why I speak about this is because it it almost hinders you. You use it as a crutch. So we don't want a crutch. We don't want anything. We want to be our own physically capable of handling said situations. if you have to, if you must, practice makes perfect. Put yourself in such stressful situations. Put yourself in a situation where it causes stress. Go work out, right? Go to the gym, work out, get some steam. Get you sweating, and you then overcome that. You then overcome that situation, and then when problems arise, I've been here before. We done it. We're okay. We gonna make it. So these little things they are now minute to the whole picture. Everything will fall in place. Everything will fall in line. Everything. Your will is your own, and I expect you to be better. I will for you to be better. I will for you to continue your journey. I will for you to keep thriving and keep pushing. I will tell you this as an asterisk. Once you start being well, once you start doing good, making change, people will just ask ignorant questions. They will ask why. They will do anything in their power to halt your growth. If they see you stop drinking alcohol and you out in the social environment, they will pressure you. They will insult you. This is coming, you know. So I want to prepare you for this war that you're crossing over into. Life is beautiful, you know, and people that aren't on your same train of thought are obviously gonna have some negative critique. How do I improve my mental health? 100% is up to you. 100% I gave you the rubric. I gave you the schematic. You go out there, give it a month, 2 months. Work on it all. It's my boy. All right, turn it off. Hold on, don't turn it off. Give my boy. You want to open the door, bud? Come here. Come here. Come here, bud. Yeah, give me a hug. Give Dad that hug. Come here. Thank you. Say hey, everybody. Wave to the camera, Boogie. Say cheese. Cheese. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Say. Hey. Say better mental health.